Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We will go ahead and get started as the rest of our panelists join us. My name is Ruben Nunez, and I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer Admission and Enrollment Services here at LMU. You may have seen me throughout this week already, but I want to start off by thanking all of you for once again taking time out of your schedule to be with us, learn more about Loyola Marymount University. We are fortunate tonight to have some of our colleagues from across campus be here to be on a panel. And this is a space where you all get to have time to ask questions about the resources, hear from some of our fabulous colleagues of how they support transfer students, and really get more insight into what it would like to be a transfer student at Loyola Marymount University. So this is meant to be an informal, just question time for you all. I will pass it over to our panelists. Just so you are aware, we are recording this session for anyone who was unfortunately not able to attend, or for any of you who are attending and would want to relive the exciting night of our transfer resource panel. This will be available on our Access website at the beginning of next week. So at this time, I will pass it over to any of our panelists to provide an introduction of their name, their department, and what they do at LMU.
I can start. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Gabriela Arana, or you can call me Gabby. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I work I work in the Office of Student Success. I'm the Assistant Director, and we help to oversee transfer programs. And I will popcorn it over to Mia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mia Watson. I am the Director of the Academic Resource Center at LMU, and our center houses tutoring programs, university advising, the Common Book program for generation college students that I'll share more about a little bit later. I will popcorn it over to Claudia.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Claudia Rodriguez, and I am the Assistant to the Dean of Students, and I also work with helping with off-campus student life, and I'm happy that everybody's here. Nice to meet you. And I will popcorn it to Espe.
Hello, everyone. My name is Esmeralda Cabrera. I am one of the program coordinators for the McNair Scholars Program. Basically, we help students reach their academic goals in higher academia, PhD, master's level. And as Mia said, we'll talk more about that a little bit later. And I'll popcorn to Katie.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Katie Stiles. My pronoun are she, her, hers. I'm the Associate Director of Student Involvement in Student Leadership and Development. Student Leadership and Development is one of the many hubs for student involvement on LMU's campus. We specifically oversee undergraduate student government, or ASLMU, graduate student government, which is GSLMU, our sorority and fraternity life community, registered student organizations, Main Entertainment, which is our campus programming body, and then the Ignatian Leadership Institute, pardon me. So I specifically work with the areas of student organizations, programming, and our student government bodies. Excited to chat with y'all tonight. With that, I will popcorn it to Stephen.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Stephen Neal. I direct a program called the Academic Community of Excellence, and we prepare students who are underrepresented in graduate and professional school to prepare and eventually enroll in a master's or a doctorate program, again, both at the graduate or professional level. So really happy to be able to share a little bit more about that with you. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Jay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jay Henderson, and I'm a senior. I'm also one of the project coordinators for the Academic Community of Excellence with Mr. Neal. I am also a transfer student. I transferred in for my junior year from Cal State Northridge, and I'm looking forward to talking to everyone. Oh, and am I the last person that has gone? I think so. So I'll popcorn it back to you, Ruben.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. So this is now where we'll just transition into the Q&A. You all are more than welcome to direct a question to any of our fabulous colleagues, I have their information here. So if there's a question that you have for a particular member, or even just a question in general, feel free to throw it into the Q&A panel, and we will ask those out to our panelists. But I will go ahead and get started with the first question for everyone. How does LMU assist with the transition for transfer students? Who wants to go first?
I can hop in. If you want to go first, Esme, sorry. Okay. I can give just a couple of different ways that our area gets involved with helping in the transition for our new transfers into LMU. And that's a couple of ways. Transfer programs is very involved and is trying our best to continue working at this in terms of getting to connect and collaborate with transfer admissions so that along the way, as you're getting introduced into LMU, you get to meet me, you get to hear about our resources so that by the time you come to LMU, you're not totally surprised with who's this person that we're hearing from all of a sudden. I try to connect here and there during the summer. And then some of the opportunities that we host for students to get their community going is by having events on campus. We also oversee our area, a couple of different transfer groups, which are really leading the way in creating social opportunities for our transfers and being a resource for our transfers. We have a student org that is called Line Transfer Network, and they do lots of support really for our new transfer students in again, doing things like events so that you can get to know other transfer students. And there are usually students who are transfers that are seasoned. So they've been here a couple of semesters at least and can answer questions about what the experience is like for transfer students. Lots of our transfers are still also getting to know being back on campus, like the physical layout of campus, but that's what we're also here for. I am usually one of the best resources for transfer students. I tell transfers all the time to please reach out to me with questions about anything, because even if I don't know the answer, I will find the person who knows the answer and get you there. And any general guidance, wanting to connect with other transfer students, we're very involved in the community and try our best to get you to at least familiarize yourself with the campus, with the community, with the resources. And there's no escaping me. Like if you reach out to me once, I'm in your life forever. Jay could totally attest to that. Like me and her were supposed to get coffee earlier today and we didn't, but we're going to do it hopefully tomorrow or Thursday. So we're in communication, we're in contact all the time, and I am more than happy to help. I'm actually an alum. So I've been on the student side and I'm a proud alum. I had an amazing time at LMU and I have all the inside scoop. Whatever you need to know, whatever help I can offer is what I'm here for. So that's sort of in an umbrella and in a nutshell of how transfer service or transfer programs is here to be supportive to our new transfer students.
Can I jump in real quick? I completely echo like everything that Gabby just said. And Gabby, like you really are just like a fantastic, you're like one of LMU's best assets as far as I'm concerned. And I mean that, like, no, like, know that I do. I'm not just saying that like for the purposes of this panel. But what I think is just to like double down on something that you said, Gabby, was that I feel like when transfer students start at LMU, no two transfer students have the same story. And so thus they're looking for different types of resources and opportunities at LMU. And we welcome all of that. And I think, and you can kind of see just in the diversity of the folks that are on this panel, we really we don't want you just to get here, get good grades, and then graduate. And I feel like each year, just as an institution, we get better and better of identifying what those opportunities are for transfer students and making those connections. So like, again, just to kind of double down, I mean, Gabby is a fantastic resource, but for the sake of her inbox, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but truthfully, I'm a firm believer that if you contact not just any of us here, but really anyone at the institution for further support, further information, just really whatever you need, especially in this return to campus with so many students being new, we want to meet you where you are. And if there isn't something that we are doing or that we could be doing better, we want to know what those things are. And that's where, I mean, I'm an alum, and as a student, I've always felt that LMU's best asset were its people. But where I've especially seen that true now, being on the staff side of things, is with our transfer students specifically. So yeah, but completely echo everything that Gabby said as well.
You go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, okay, I'll make it quick. I'm just gonna speak from, I guess, my two perspectives of coming in virtually to LMU versus this past beginning of the semester, my experience with getting connected with the campus. So when I came in my junior year for the virtual side, they had a lot of events on Leo, and also through social media was how I found Transfer leadership team and how I connected with Gabby. So that's definitely one of the positives. And most recently, with orientation week and moving on to campus, there were a week-long event of different ways to get around the campus and to get to know different people. And they specifically had something for transfer students and for continuing students as well. So yeah, just wanted to add that.
The one thing I'll share is that in our department, the Academic Resource Center, one thing we try to do is really make sure that students, when they're coming into LMU, feel confident about their own approach to their academics. And we try to get you there as quickly as possible by having resources available. And really, our peer tutors that we hire tutors that are recommended by faculty, help in all sorts of different disciplines. And those folks are amazing resources, not just because they're great students and they've done well in the courses, but because they're folks that really want to help. So they, typically go above and beyond to share their experience, to tell you study tips, things that work for them, and just give you a little bit of inside information about the course, which, we find as for a lot of transfer students, that first semester, it can be a little daunting. You don't know what to expect academically. And so we really encourage all transfer students to sign up for our services early on. Come in, meet with our tutors in the first few weeks of the semester. Even if you don't know what questions you have to ask, just meet them, and start that process of really kind of digging into the curriculum and understanding what it means to be a successful student in the classroom. Because when you feel confident about your own academics, then, a lot of the other stressors kind of fall away and can be managed a little bit better. We also have advisors in our office that can help with things like academic planning, making sure you're going to select the right courses so you can be out on time. We help you understand what your opportunities and options are in terms of planning, academic planning, and using your online kind of planning and registration tools. So those are a couple things that we do in the ARC. And we also sometimes have jobs, but that's not always a thing.
For McNair, what I wanted to kind of talk about is the sense of community, because I know being a transfer student is very challenging, especially coming from a Cal State or community college into a big university. Well, LMU is not big, but you know what I mean, like a university vibe. It's very important to find your sense of community. My program specifically helps and targets low-income first-generation students and supports them in that journey to accomplish any of your goals you want to meet. So I guess the sense of community we can offer, meeting with me, meeting with the students, and getting acquainted with the campus is very important. Especially if you're a junior, you can automatically apply. Because if you're a sophomore or junior, you can't apply until you're a junior, but we can still be part of your life through that journey. And I want you to know that if you ever need to reach out, please don't hesitate. We'll always put you in contact with others that can help. All of our colleagues here are here for you and your success. So please don't be shy.
If I can just add kind of to Esme's point too, especially for any students who are interested in pursuing a graduate or professional education, know that there are two programs with slightly different focuses, but both elevating advanced degree studies beyond the bachelor's. Know that you can step into a program immediately to support you for the remaining 2 to 3 years, however long, to help transition you into a master's or a doctoral program. And so know that those are there, and both of those programs have an emphasis on community. So you're in a community, a family of like-minded scholars, and that's a really stimulating thing to be a part of, to step into a community where you have shared goals, shared backgrounds and experiences, and you're all moving towards the same journey together, and you receive a lot of support and mentorship. So I just wanted to really punctuate that point. And again, Jay is here as somebody who can speak to her experience in the ACE program.
Thank you. So I'll go last. But so I know that one of the things that transfer students stressed out about too is like the resources that we have for like your off-campus living and also on-campus living. So the first one I would like to give a shout out to Gabby, because she also helps with the on-campus transfer community that is in one of the new buildings here on campus. And then the other thing that we have for you at the Dean of Students office is we offer a service for finding a roommate with like similar interests that you have. That way, when you're in the process of like looking for a place to live that is close to campus, we can help you with resources of like the apartment complexes that are around here, and also with the help of finding a roommate, because I know that could be very stressful at some times too.
Awesome, thank you everyone. So we had a question come through in the Q&A asking if you all think international transfer students can fit in at LMU.
Sorry, but like the thing I would like to say is we have an office that will help international students in anything that they need. And I think they give excellent resources for international students. And then just based on like everything that we just shared, we are here as a resource for all students, including international transfer students. So I think they will fit in well, and we will definitely help them in anything they need.
One thing I'll add as well, they're not represented here, but tomorrow our international admissions office will also have an opportunity where you can connect with them. So those are our colleagues that we work closely with, and they will be a resource to you as well through the admissions process, up through enrollment, and then helping you get connected exactly with those resources to ensure that you're successful here at LMU. So question, we talked a lot about involvement. We know transfer students may be with us for a short amount of time, whether it's 2 or 3 years. Could each of you maybe speak to how you see transfer students are able to get involved with your area in maybe that first couple weeks, first semester, to make the most use out of their time at LMU?
I could add to that. So I think that I'm always very impressed by our new transfer students, because in knowing that the time is limited, they hit the ground running. And when I say they hit the ground running, I mean in all ways. They connect with me in my area, they get engaged in different organizations, and when someone's really proactive, which I see this all the time, I'll often get a communication asking like, how do I get in contact with my academic advisors so I can make sure that I am on track, that I graduated my 2 years or I graduated my 3 years, and that I know who to reach out to. And those are the moments where I see how extremely focused and resilient transfer students are, and you can start that process at any point. Just because you don't do that in the first couple of weeks of school doesn't mean that you're falling behind. That's okay. I think that something that we're seeing right now is a real shift in just like while we're trying to make sure that you graduate on time, like there's really no rush and there's really no timeline anymore. It's not like you have to join 10 clubs in the first week of school. In fact, I don't recommend that. That's a lot to put on your plate right away. You want to focus on the things that are going to make you stay sane, stay happy, stay relaxed, because it just picks up. So the more that you put on your plate right away, the busier you are and the more easy it is to get really overwhelmed. So I would say that, yes, students can be very productive, but I want to say that it's a good practice to be intentional with where you want to put your time and where you want to put your effort. But it's all doable, whether you're here for a year and a half or 3 years, you could do it all, and you can start now, you can start later. And I think that the best thing is to meet with, again, I know we keep echoing this, anyone in this room, anyone on this panel, to sit down and say like, okay, week 4, what should I be doing now? Or I know I haven't met with you until week 3, or I haven't met with you until month 3, but like there's time to get things going, and it's not really ever too late, including getting involved. If you decide you want to take the whole first year to focus on school, and then the second year or the last semester to join a sorority or fraternity or do a service org, or finally want to be on the e-board of a student group, you can do it then too. It's fine. Work on your own timeline, and we'll find ways to fit in all the experiences that you want to have.
I'll just add in, I mentioned before, that we do hire a lot of students. And I think campus work is a great way to get involved. In our area, we usually, want students who have engaged in the curriculum to be tutors, right? So you haven't taken courses that then you can tutor for. However, there are exceptions to that at times, even in the first year, where going back to the whole thing about international transfer students, we have international students, international transfers, to do some of our language tutoring and to help students that are becoming proficient in different languages. Just requires a conversation with the faculty member, you sitting down with them and them giving the green light to us and saying, yes, this person would work well as a tutor. So I would say in our area, definitely job opportunities. And beyond tutoring, we also hire students as receptionists, to help out with our front desk area and just to greet people and, do little administrative work for us. And it's a pretty cool job because since we are an academic area, you get a chance to get some of your schoolwork done too, while you're also doing some, some professional development. So it's kind of a win-win.
I'll add that, as far as the academic community of excellence, if you end up entering the program, if it's something that you feel aligns with what your postgraduate goals and aspirations are, then immediately the week before school begins, you'll attend an orientation where you get to connect with other new students of the program and do a lot of team building activities and being introduced to the program and the experience. The second day after that, we usually do a challenge course. We haven't done that for a couple of years, obviously, in light of COVID, but we're excited to be able to resume that hopefully next year. And then the first week of school, you begin to take the classes with your cohort that's in the program, where we give you strategies on how to prepare for graduate and professional school. But we're not just all about, just exclusively about academics. We're about service and social. And so the students get to plan their monthly social engagements and activities together. There's lots of service opportunities and mentorship opportunities to mentor your peers or to mentor high school students, to be connected with an alum mentor as well. And I meet with all of the ACE students for one-to-one advising. And then eventually, one of the highlights of our program, and for me personally, is us being able to celebrate all of our graduating seniors, where we come together, congratulate our seniors, give them a commencement medallion that they can wear on graduation day, and then we begin to stay connected with them as alumni. So we do it kind of full circle. It's a great a great experience. And I'm going to put her on the spot. Jay, anything you want to share about, coming in as a transfer student and how you hit the ball running?
Yeah, I can definitely talk about that. I think I'm also, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first transfer students to be a part of ACE, which was a little groundbreaking, I'll say. But I had sought out ACE because I knew that I wanted to go to grad school after graduating and pursue clinical psychology and whatnot. And I will say that being in the academic community of excellence has been beneficial, just being able to be around people that share the same goals as me. And I did take the class, although virtual, with my cohort, and being able to mentor high school students throughout the process. It has been really rewarding for me. And also with being able to work as a peer instructor for the cohorts behind me has been really exciting to be a part of, and just to support underrepresented students has been a part of my career path, and just being able to kind of give back and do things like that. So I will say overall, it's been a great experience. And I think to piggyback off of what Gabby was saying on just not feeling like you have to tackle everything at once. When I transferred in virtually, I did kind of feel pressure to get involved with everything virtually and attend all these meetings, but it is your journey. And as long as you focus on the things that you truly are interested in, then everything will kind of fall into place at the time that you need it to. So, or at least that's what's happening for me. And I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel like everything is balanced, or no regrets or anything like that. So, yeah.
Similar to Stephen and Jay, the program is a lot more time efficient, you can say, because we help you during your junior, senior academic goal, right? We're preparing you those 2 years for your postgraduate goals that lie within the PhD route or a master's route. So it's beneficial if you're coming as a junior to talk to me as soon as you can, so we can set up if the program is best for you. If you're a sophomore, you have a lot more time to really consider what your goals are post-graduation, and you can still talk to me. But if you're a junior, I recommend you see me as soon as you can. I won't give you work or anything, but it'll be beneficial for us to talk and kind of figure out a plan for you as well. And if I can help you, then direct you to those that can. But I would recommend to contact me if you're a junior coming in as a junior, or even a senior, and we can figure it out for you. Because we have a MSRE experience, so it's a summer research experience where we pair you with an advisor that helps you start research, and then you go on and present at conferences. And we start that the summer of your junior year, and then we have a second summer of your senior year. So that's kind of why it's very important that if you're coming as a junior, you talk to me as soon as you can.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. So another question we have is, what challenges have you maybe seen new transfer students experience once they get to LMU, whether it's in your office or just in general, and how have you maybe been able to support them?
I think I can mention some, but I think just based on what has happened over the past years, I think some of the struggles that students are having is just making that in-person connection with other folks. So I think with the help of like all the resources that we provide, and also like organizations and clubs, and making sure you get plugged into something that you like, and making like time for yourself and for like the things that you like. So I noticed that's some of the things that students are struggling with right now. And then don't be afraid to ask questions. And if you feel lost, just make sure that you come talk to one of us or anyone that you feel comfortable with. So, but definitely that I would say that might be one of the things.
One thing that I noticed this year was the overcommitment issue. I think Gabriela kind of emphasized on that. Like, you know, you want to like get into every program imaginable and connect and do this and do that. But a lot of my scholars this summer were feeling the burn a little on overcommitments, right? And what was important to them. So a lot of cuts had to happen within their experience in life. And just remembering that everybody's experience is different, and really kind of taking that time to consider your time management and what truly is going to be the most important aspect for your academic life, but also we understand that mental health is really important. So kind of balancing that is very important because I saw a lot of that this summer. So beware of that.
I think I see transfer students sometimes having a challenge with feeling like they're the oldest person in the class sometimes. And that's, I promise that's not the case. So in my area, I happen to also work with other populations of students, including student veterans. And I promise you, sometimes they're the oldest ones in the class, not you. You might be in like your 20, 22, 24, you know, up to like 26, like, and might feel like you might be the oldest. And so therefore you feel like there's this age gap in the class. But I promise the range of students that are coming to LMU is very wide. I know that there's the traditional student, as it used to be called, but I feel like the traditional student is not the archetype anymore. I feel like students come and study and transfer in at all different places in their lives, including new first-year students. Like sometimes they don't go straight from high school to college. And so we get first year students that are a little on the older side, and there's just no definition of a traditional student really anymore. And so when students feel that kind of like, I don't know if I relate to other students in my class, like I promise you'll find your community. And even then I encourage our transfer students, even if they're on the like older side, if they feel that way, to try giving like the communities, different communities, you know, an honest, the go college try, as they call it, like try talking to other people, try engaging. I think that's something that everyone was so ready to do this semester, was see people in person, because it's organic connecting in person. And it was very challenging to do that virtually, but getting to know different people from yourself is part of the college experience. It's part of gaining different perspectives, and it's good for you to engage with people who are not like yourself. So while you might see like, okay, you know, not everyone here has had the same experience as me, like engage with people who aren't like you, because that's part of this experience. It's good for you to get to know other people who are not like you.
If I can just add a really quick, sorry, Gabby, I feel like I just have like, oh yeah, but as someone that spends the majority of their time with students, something that is really hard, its uniqueness is hard to capture in words, is the fact that with our undergraduate students, half of them, which is over 50% of our student body, has never been on campus. Even if they were enrolled at LMU last year, the chances are very small that they lived on campus, because so few students lived on campus last year. And if they did not know campus like how it is now. Things were closed, there was limited dining, there maybe wasn't a whole lot of, I mean, I don't think there were any in-person activities for them to engage in. So, or if there were very few. So something I like to tell really all first-year students, regardless of if they're transfer or not, is that feeling that you're feeling of, oh, who are my people? Who's my community? Oh, I have to go out, like going on my comfort zone. That's so weird, and no one else has to do that. No, everyone else has to do that, and that is true now more than ever. Now that, I mean, over 50% of students, like my office on the first floor of Malone, I have never given out so many directions in the first couple weeks of this semester, but I love it. I love that we have sophomores and students that, you know, they're not new, but they don't know how to get to the third floor or the second floor, or they don't know, you know, where the cafeteria is or the dining hall. And so it's a very unique thing, but I think there's also a lot of opportunity to capitalize on that in going outside of your comfort zone and finding who those people are. Because everyone, I don't want to speak too hyperbolically, but my gut is telling me that the majority of students are feeling a similar kind of a way right now about finding their community. So just a piece to add to Gabby's. I'll stop tacking on to now though, Gabby.
Thank you, everyone. So we had another question come through the chat around internships. So if anyone could speak to how you've seen or how you know students go about finding internships at LMU.
I guess I can share that we have a really great career and professional development office on campus, and that office has tons of technology and programs and opportunities to engage with potential employers, folks who are looking for interns. There's a whole platform that is called Handshake that you can go on and look for internships and job opportunities, look and see who's hiring or interested in having an intern in what fields. That's a great resource. There's also a really great resource, which is our Office for International and National Fellowships, for anyone that's interested in a fellowship and looking for opportunities that maybe some of them, and I don't know how that's working right now in this current climate, but those that are international, I believe there's still opportunities available that'll probably be starting up soon if they haven't already returned back to normal. But put it like this, yes, there are opportunities and easy ways for you to be able to find out not just internships, but fellowships, things to do during the year, as well as things to do during breaks or in the summertime.
Thank you, Mia. I will add as well, for anyone who's in the room, we will have a session from our career and professional development team on Thursday at 2 p.m. You can register through our Access website, and that one will be recorded. So anything throughout this week that we are able to record will be loaded to our Access website early next week, so that if you miss anything, aren't able to unfortunately attend the one on Thursday, know that that resource will still be available to you following their session. So let's see. We've had a lot of questions, so I want to be mindful. If there's anything else that you all would want to add around resources that a student should know that would be available to them outside the classroom. So we have a lot of great panelists. Even Mia, you talked about one that wasn't represented here, but what are some of those other resources that you feel is so crucial for our students to know about that would be available to support them? And that could be in your office, that like, this is our rock star resource we want them to know about and utilize.
I got one, the library. Our office works really closely with the library. Our library is pretty amazing. I mean, if you've been on campus, for any of you who have, or if you've seen a virtual tour, first of all, the building is a beautiful place to study. There's a lot of times students will, reserve a study room or just go to Starbucks, and it's a really great place central to campus where you can get some work done. But there's also a great team of librarians that can really help you out in terms of if you're doing research, helping you understand what are all of the resources the library has to offer. Excuse me. And also there are some digital resources on the library's website that include things like video streaming, a platform where you can download movies and watch movies. You can get ebooks and download ebooks from the library that you may read recreationally, or maybe you may need for a class. And also we have what we call the writing lib guides that allows you to learn a little bit about how to develop your writing a little bit more. If you don't feel comfortable coming right into tutoring, you can go into the library's website and look at their lib guide to understand what are the best ways that you can approach writing or doing your research or excuse me. The best ways to approach a research paper is what I'm trying to say, including citations and all of those technical things that are really hard to remember.
Yeah, if I can add, the Office of Research and Creative Arts, and this is an office for anyone who is interested in undergraduate research or creative arts, right? So maybe you have a burning research question that you want to explore through a faculty mentor project. Maybe you want to do that either independently under the supervision of a professor, or maybe you want to join a professor's research team. And then there's all kinds of not only academic and personal and professional development benefits to that, but they also can lead into other types of opportunities, such as presenting at a conference where you get to strengthen your oratorical skills and also begin to cultivate a network. Also, it could lead to opportunities to publish, to assist or lead a publication that can be something really helpful for you on your resume or CV. We also have a research learning community. So similar to other learning communities on campus where you're in a community of students around one central theme, and that being undergraduate research. And we also put on an annual undergraduate research symposium for students to present their research and receive feedback. So again, the Office of Research and Creative Arts is a really good office that provides and also provides funded undergraduate research opportunities throughout the academic year and over the summer.
I will, sorry, Gabby, you want to go?
No, go ahead, Claudia.
Sorry. I'm really quick. I would say definitely our campus ministry and our Jesuit community. They are amazing. If you have any issues or anything that you would like to talk to them, they are very, very connected at the university in general. So I think campus ministry and our Jesuit community are a great resource for you to go visit.
I have a couple of really great resources that I think we should talk about, which are, and I don't know if Mia just didn't sell this service that she has in her area that's so amazing, which are the university advisors at the ARC. In talking about how you want to make sure you are totally ready to go through seeing what your academic plan is going to look like for the couple of years that you're here, making sure you understand all the platforms that we use, because I think that that's a big challenge for some of our transfer students, is getting used to, I was always used to using this system. Now that I'm at LMU, I have to use Brightspace and Prowl. And what are those things? The university advisors at the ARC can walk you through getting into Prowl, looking at how to register for classes, all of that stuff before you even get around to doing your real, like, I got to register with my academic advisor. They are an amazing resource, and they're available to meet with students and walk you through the process and meet you where you're at. That's one really great resource. Another is our disability support services. We want to be inclusive of everybody's needs, and they're able to help students with accommodations so that you could be as academically successful as possible. So always look into that if you're needing any kind of accommodations. And I had one more. Oh, LMU is, especially in the past couple of years, has done a really big push towards making sure that students are thinking about their wellness. And there are a couple of different departments that are involved in that kind of move, including all of us in our daily work and our daily lives in working with students and making sure that you're okay. I know that this past year and a half was not an okay time. I'm not okay still. And it's something that we're still processing and working through. And so I know students are processing and dealing with all the emotions and all the things that happened in this past year and a half. And that's okay. There are people and departments all over campus that can help with that kind of processing. Because we don't expect you to show up here and just be like, well, everything's back to normal and I'm totally fine. Because that would be, I mean, some of them are, some students hopped right in and we're totally fine. And that's great. But we're not all like that, and that's fine too. We're here to be ears and venting walls and whatever it is that you need so that you can take care of yourself, be okay, because you have this really important job to do when you get here, and we want to make sure that you're successful in that plan. And if that means once in a while you need to take a day to take care of yourself, once in a while you need to choose to take a walk instead of reading those extra 30 minutes, like, we want you to balance and be able to do all those things, because that stuff is important. Your mental wellness, emotional, physical, all of it is more important, and we want to make sure that you're okay, because if you're okay, then you will be successful in everything else.
Thank you, everyone. So I want to have a time where all of you could maybe answer this final question, just to be mindful of time. We're close, but any final pieces of advice that you would want to give the participants in the room as they look at LMU, go about their transfer process?
So just to really believe us when we say we're here for you. And if you reach out to us, we will definitely answer. Not just us, but anyone at LMU, faculty, staff, any kind of program. So if you really have a question, please do not hesitate to email any one of us or anyone on campus, and I'm sure they will get back to you or direct you to who can help you. So please don't be shy. Take our invitation very, seriously, because we're here. We really are.
I would say the first thing is have fun, enjoy your college experience, and know that you're not alone and that you have hundreds of people behind you that are willing to support you. And that's literally what we're here for. So I think just make it a great experience in college.
Okay, is that everyone potentially? Okay.
I really agree with us. I can't say it any better than Esme. So that's, yeah, I mean, we're not just here, blowing smoke. Like, we're here because we care. We definitely don't do this job for the fame. We do it, or at least, I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone, but even on the hard days, I like my work. I like working with students. I like supporting students. So however we can support you, let us know, call to action, and we'll be there. That's LMU. So that's, I feel like, our responsibility to do.
Yeah, well, thank you, everyone. So I want to be mindful of your time and allow for anyone who maybe is in the room wants to just have a more side conversation question, but to let everyone know of the resources that are available to you. I think the common theme is to reach out, ask questions. These wonderful panelists are available, and our office is a resource. So for you all to know, you can get connected with our transfer admission team through our virtual website. That's where you may have found today's registration, but that's also how you can still access a lot of our virtual offerings. A lot of our offices across campus are maybe in a unique remote, some are fully in person, some are fully remote, maybe a hybrid. Transfer admission, we are in person, but at this time, we're unfortunately not taking any in-person appointments. So our appointments and how we want to connect with y'all is limited through Zoom or phone. But we've learned that actually is pretty conducive to the work that we do. I can screen share, I can show you exactly where an agreement is, I can walk you through your course evaluation when that time comes, where I couldn't do that in a face-to-face setting. So please continue to utilize our personal appointments. You can also connect with a current transfer student and register for an appointment with them, which is a great opportunity. I didn't attend LMU. I'm not a transfer student. So I can't speak to the transfer experience and the challenges, the excitement that you all are about to go through. And that's where we rely heavily on our transfer student interns that we hire, train, and are excited to connect with you all. We offer office hours Monday through Thursday and virtual campus tours. So this website is really where you all, we would hope you continue to go back and get connected with our team. You're always more than welcome to give us a call. Our phone number listed here, as well as our email. And for any students who are in the room who have international work, we also would encourage you to connect with our international admissions office. And to conclude, we just want to reinforce what is still available. This is a week where we are hoping to provide you a unique access to LMU, to our wonderful colleagues from across campus that would be available to you as a transfer student. Maybe you've attended some of our panels and our information sessions earlier this week, but this is our remaining events that we have available. So there is still time. You're able to register up until the start of the appointment and even a little thereafter. And we encourage you, come by, hear from some more of our colleagues, especially around career and professional development. There was a question about internships as well as financial aid. And then on Friday from 9 to 4 p.m., we have office hours where it is a unique opportunity. We will have our room open with breakout rooms where you can come have a one-on-one conversation with one of our transfer admissions staff members. You are welcome to bring your transcripts, bring your application ready for review, bring your essay with questions, ask for tips from our transfer team. Our goal in our office is to ensure we're helping you craft an application that will help you be as competitive through the review process. So with that all being said, there's been a lot of information. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your schedule to be with us, as well as to my panelists. I always love getting to connect with you all, hear more from you all, learn a little more about your resources. So I do appreciate you all taking some time out of your schedule to be with us. So you all are welcome to head out. I will keep the room open. So if you have questions for me directly, you're welcome to hang around. But if not, we will go ahead and conclude our session. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you for inviting us.